Hello and welcome to the Fall Into a Good Book Tour course. I'm your host, Portia Bright Pittman, founder of Bright Books, where we're all about inspiriting brighter futures for tomorrow through literary arts, painting, all types of things to encourage youth to aspire to be their greater selves. And tonight we have a very special guest. I'm excited about this guest because I've never ever had a painter on the show. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to learn more, especially a woman who paints. I'm excited to learn all about that and also so many other great things about her. I cannot wait for you to meet Orean. She's a phenomenal lady doing phenomenal things, and I had to have her on her show. I've been following her on social media, and she is doing some great things to impact youth and impact lives just like you and myself. So without further ado, I want to bring Orean onto the show. As I mentioned, she's a painter and also a designer too, but I'll let her share that information with you. Orean, welcome.
Hey, thank you. It's good
How
to
are you
see
doing
you,
today?
Portia. I'm doing good. You doing okay?
Yes, I am. I'm so excited to have you on the show because I was reading your bio. I've been following you on social media, just trying to soak up all the material I could for our interview tonight.
Mhm.
And I mean, you're a painter. I've never had a woman on the show or even known a woman who was actually a painter. Tell us a little bit about that journey so far.
Well, my journey with painting and art started, I guess, in my senior year of high school when we lived in Hawaii and we had to do like this huge backdrop. And ever since then, it was like I just had this, interest in painting and creating through art. And when we
Right.
got back to the mainland, I remember always watching the show called Bob Ross. And whatever he painted, I painted. I had all his books and paints and paintbrushes. I had all of it. And just through the years, things evolve and I just, never stopped.
Awesome. Now, speaking of never stop, you've taken this whole gift into actual children's book. Tell us about your new children's book.
Absolutely. Now, this is my very first published book, and I'm very excited about. It's Lasko the Artist, and he is a painter as well, and he's a little bit of a prankster. He goes on this little journey to prank his friends, and he kind of learns some valuable lessons as he goes along. So it's a really cute read for the kiddos.
Awesome. I'm excited about it because we're going to have you share a few details of the book. You're going to read a few pages of the book. Don't give the story away too much because what we want to do is we
Okay.
want to encourage our viewers tonight to go support Orean. I mean, you can follow her on her social media. It's actually displayed on the screen, but you can go check her out. You can also follow her at oriancollier.com, right, Orean?
Yes, that's correct. You.
Well, I'm excited about it. I'm gonna let you read a few little tidbits of the story, and then we'll get back into finding out more of who Orion really is.
Okay, sounds good. Lasko Squirrel is a bit of a practical joker who loves to play pranks, but he also loves to paint. However, on this day, he's out of ideas on what to paint. So he goes to his mom to see if she has any ideas. I know, she says. What about painting your friends? Thanks, Mom. That's a great idea. I'm going outside. I'll see you later. Have fun, she says.
Nice.
Pascal scurries along carrying his artist travel kit until he finds the perfect spot to set up. Just then, he thinks about playing a new prank on his friends while painting as he slightly smiles to himself. Hey, Lasco, what are you doing? Hi, Cooper. I'm setting up my easel and paint. Since you're here, how would you like to be the first subject of the day?
Nice. I love it.
Should I go on or you want me to stop?
Well, I don't want you to give away the story too much.
Right.
It sounds like
Okay.
Lasco has met up with someone in the story.
Yes.
I don't. I think it's about to get
And then
real
the
juicy.
practical joke kind of ensues at that moment. Yeah.
Awesome. You see, I'm always smiling if you ever follow me on my videos or anything like that. You see, I'm always smiling and stuff. So I love a good joke.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like a prankster myself.
Well, good, good, good. And I
Yes.
want to say
So
the thing about, oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, Orean.
I was just going to mention the thing about this book also is although it has great illustrations, towards the end of the book, the format is really unique. And I like it because there's not the illustrations. And by Lasko being an artist and I'm an artist, it allows the reader, the parent, grandparent, or teacher to get young readers use their imagination and pull out their paints or markers or crayons and create that image. So I thought that was a really cool, unique format for the book.
Awesome, because that was the next question I was going to ask you. What do you want our readers to learn from actually reading Lasko the Artist?
Yeah, just about friendship and learning lessons, how to treat people, that sort of thing. And it's all in good fun, but it's a
Yeah.
really, really cute read. Yeah.
Now, what is next for Orean? Of course, you have the children's book. This is your first book. What is next for you?
Well, I would love to have like a ongoing series with Lasco, the things that he's getting into next. So that would be ideal to keep the story going. And also continuing, painting as well. I'm just a creative type person. You had mentioned earlier, designing. I just kind of dabble in all of it. I just love being creative any way I can.
Okay, now speaking of designer, you actually won a large competition, a huge competition. I mean, I'm talking major brand competition with Marie Claire. Tell us how you even got
I
into the room to actually win this actual prize. Tell us about it. I want to hear how juicy it is.
well, a friend of mine, okay, I had been making fabric handbags. Now, this was years ago, but I was started out making fabric handbags. And a friend of mine knew that I was doing that. She was on vacation and she saw an article in Marie Claire magazine. And it said, you, a handbag designer, your design could be sold in stores the following season. And she
Right.
said, oh my God, she thought of me immediately. And when she saw me, she said, you have got to enter this contest. And I did. And out of 300 entries across the country, my design won. I had to make the bag and I had to send it to New York to their, the magazine. And they had all these, judges and it was pretty cool. But anyway, like I said, out of 300 entries across the country, my design won. And I was able to go to New
Wow.
York. Yeah, I met with the editor in chief at the time, Joanna Cole. I went to some of the showrooms there, Cynthia Rowley. It was a great experience. The only thing um, they did not honor the sold in stores the following season, but the whole experience was amazing. It was good. It was really good. It got my name out there,
Awesome.
and then when I came, I opened my own handbag boutique from it.
See, that was probably the whole mission in general that was meant for you to open your own store. I mean, because you said they didn't honor their end, but you were able to take your brand to the next level. Had you written the children's book when you actually won that competition as well?
Oh no, no, that was years ago. This my children's book just was published this year in April.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Mhm.
excited
So all
about it.
this,
Go ahead, Orion.
I was just saying, all this new to me. The children's is something that I've always wanted to do, but you know how sometimes you have that negative speaking, like you can't do this or you don't know what you're doing, or
Yeah.
and you just kind of put it on the back. That's what I did. And
Hmm.
but once I said, you know what, that's a lie. I can do it. Everything just kind of fell into place, and I went for it, and here we are.
Awesome. I love your vulnerability too, because just speaking of like just having that negative mindset telling you what you can't accomplish, and then overcoming all of that. What are some of the other challenges that you experienced since you went through the whole publishing process?
Well, one
And I ask you that
was,
because we always have authors on the show who are following other authors on the book tour who are thinking about possibly publishing, but they have those negative mindsets. So, and they want to know some of the challenges that we face when we do publish.
yeah, this one is kind of a heavy um, situation in my life, a heavy subject where um, I lost my daughter. She was my only child, and she was 24 years old. And I had to do this for her. I had to push through because there are times when you feel like, something that tragic happening, you just want to fall apart and life
Yeah,
just like, your life is over too. But I had to push through um, and do it not only for myself, but for her as a way of honoring her and
wow.
for her two daughters. So I wanted to do that for my granddaughters as well. So that was my motivation for, um, you know, continuing to move forward. And somebody else that might be going through something really heavy or, it's just a way of trying to move forward. And like I said, honor my daughter.
Wow. That's a powerful, powerful why. A lot of times, successful people always talk about finding your why. And your why is so powerful because a lot of times people think that, when we become authors, this is just it. We're just authors. But the works that we do and we publish, they're going to last for generations and generations and generations and generations to come. And so for your granddaughters,
Absolutely.
how did it make you feel for them to hold your book after you published it? Talk about
Oh
that
my God.
moment.
I mean, it was so exciting to see their eyes, light up like, wow, this is something that they call me Oma. It's something that their
Yeah,
Oma did, and see them holding the actual book in their hands. And then, my oldest granddaughter telling her classmates about it. And, it was just a great feeling. And just taking pictures of them with it. It's like 1 minute it's a thought in your head, then it's on paper, and now
right,
it's here. So it was a real
right.
great feeling. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, does the name Lasko? I mean, I know the author of your book is Lasko the Artist. Does the name Lasko have any type of relevance, any type of meaning? Why did you choose that name?
Well, that's kind of an interesting story. I was looking for a name, and nothing really stood out. And I was just kind of looking around the room, and I saw something that had Lasco on there. And I was like, I like that. That's cute. It was just kind of fitting. So I was like, okay, his name is Lasco. And I thought, it would just kind of really stand out. And it's just a cute little character. It just worked.
Right. That's awesome. A lot of times we get our inspiration from so many things, even things right in our eyesight. And it's so amazing how, you name your artist Lasco and now you're taking it to the next level. I know you're going to do some
Yeah.
phenomenal things. Tell us where people can find you at next.
Well, you mentioned I have a website, it's oriancollier.com. I have a lot of my abstract art on there. I also do some Afrocentric pieces. Um, and again, my book, there's links to the book, that sort of thing. So that's the kind of thing that I'm doing always, my art and this book. That's me. So that's what I have
Awesome.
on my website.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm inviting our viewers to go check you out on your website. That's Orean Collier. Of course, you can follow her on all social media sites. Orean, you are a phenomenal lady. Tell us one positive thing as to why people should go fall into your book during this season.
Well, this is something that I've always wanted to do. And like I said earlier, coming over that negativity, to be able to actually say, you know what, that's a lie. I'm going to do this. And I did it. It's a great read for the kids. The illustrations are amazing. And also, it allows the kids to use their imagination to where they can pull out their paints, like I said earlier, and just go to town and be as creative as they want to be too. So, yeah, I think they will love it. You'll love it.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to, I mean, all the things that you're doing because usually when I have my authors on the book tour, everything's virtual now because of the pandemic. But I'm definitely planning on popping up in a city near you for us to do our book stuff in person. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
I know it'll be an exciting experience, literally. I'm planning on doing a whole cross country tour, and I'll hit you up as soon as we get it started.
Well, thank you. This was amazing, and it's such a pleasure to be on your show. I really appreciate this. I think what you're doing is amazing. So, thank
Thank
you.
you. I appreciate it. Well, our viewers, of course, they can actually listen to you on my iHeartRadio show every Monday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is when the press release airs. But Orean will be a special guest on the show. And so we're inviting you to follow us over to that conversation. We'll be sharing the flyer with all that information of time. And well, actually, we know it's 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we'll be sharing the date in which Orean will be on the show. And I'm looking forward to, expanding that conversation and taking you over there to that platform.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for being on the show tonight. And I'm looking forward to speaking with you after the show.
All right, sounds good. Have a great evening.
You too. All right, great people. Of course, I hope you go and follow Orean. Pick up some of her great artwork. I mean, you have to check out her website, literally. I mean, artwork out of the hoops. I'm talking about you're able to design your living room, bedroom, any room in your home, business, or whatever the case may be. You can go check out Orean, and she has some great pieces of art that you could actually utilize. Make sure you go pick up her children's book too, Lasko The Artist. She shares a phenomenal story about painting and inspiration and friendship. And so check her out, of course. That's authorcollier.com for more information on that. Also want to encourage you to stay locked in with us always on the book tour, of course. You can follow us at Bright Books Club. There's Bright Books Club on Facebook and Instagram, as well as follow us at brightbooks.org on our website to find out, things that we're doing because we always have something going on. We actually have a fall sale going on right now, but head on over there. Thank you, great people, for tuning in to the Fall Into a Good Book Tour all September long. Stay tuned because we have something for you in October. Peace.